Well, this morning we are examining health trends, and you've likely been told at some point you need more collagen or creatine will boost your workout. Perhaps cupping can help with recovery. Tim Caulfield is a professor in the Faculty of Law and Health Law and School of Public Health at the U of A. He's here to apply science to all of this hype that we often hear about. This is going to be a fascinating conversation, Tim. Let's start with creatine. This is a compound from 3 amino acids. It's supposed to boost energy in workouts. Does it?
Well, Kent, I'm going to start with the big picture first. We got to always remember the supplement industry, a massive multi-billion-dollar, marketing machine. So many unproven supplements out there, lightly regulated, potential harm. Often supplements are even adulterated and contaminated. But having said all of that, there is evidence for creatine. It's been studied a lot. Some relatively big studies, which is one of the things you always want to look for. And so what the studies have found is you do see a small effect. I think this is important to highlight, a small effect on performance with power sports for, like jumping, think those kinds of sports. Also some evidence for that slows age-related muscle loss, right? So there's a, potential benefit for all age groups. But I really want to emphasize, it's not a steroid. It's not magical. You're not going to get buff taking creatine. The effect is small. And I think to highlight how small it is, it's not a banned substance by entities like the World Anti-Doping Association, which I actually work with that organization. USADA, the United States Anti-Doping Agency, has basically said, the results are so mixed, we're not going to bother, banning this. So that's a good caveat. So my response is potential benefits, but they're small. There's real science there, but, kind of underwhelming.
As always, there's no miracle here. There's no magic bullet. But let's move on to something that is talked about a lot, and it's collagen. What do we know about collagen?
Yeah, so the collagen, this is really taking off. You're seeing ads everywhere, on social media. Lots of social media influencers pushing this. So I'm going to start with my conclusion here. In general, the marketing claims are overstated here, right? And they're often definitive. It's presented as if this will make a difference for your skin. And that's the big thing, right? It's anti-aging. It's going to help your wrinkles. Overstated. But there is some evidence. The studies are small, often industry studies, which is something we have to look at, that suggests it may be beneficial, making your skin firmer. Now, here I'm going to put my cynic hat on. I think that once we have bigger, better controlled studies, that the benefits are going to disappear or become quite small. What a cynic I am. But there is some real science here. But again, remember, lightly marketed or lightly regulated industry. So you've got to always enter the supplement world with a little bit of skepticism.
Okay, so we'll move from supplements to this is something that is often used, it seems like, supposedly to increase blood flow and healing. That is cupping. Does cupping do anything?
I've tried this. I've tried this all over the world for, by doing research for a variety of things, in different kinds of settings. And I can be more definitive here. There's no real evidence beyond placebo effect that this does anything. And it drives me nuts, because you see, elite athletes, you look at the Netflix sports documentaries, and they're all doing this. And there is really no good, solid evidence to support this at all. And the underlying mechanism is supposed to be that it's going to, align your life force energy, which is, scientifically implausible. It's sort of, pseudoscience right out of the gate. I personally think it's nonsense. If people enjoy it, there is a placebo effect. There's kind of a placebo theater around something like cupping. If they enjoy it, knock yourself out. No huge risks other than those big, welts that you get that are often, they look really impressive, but the impressive welt does not match up with any real good evidence to support efficacy.
That is very interesting stuff. As always, it's nice to have science on our side. And Tim, you deliver every time. We appreciate your advice this morning.
Thanks, guys. Have a great morning.